Good evening. Thank you so much for being here. I'm Rachel Cooper. I'm the Director of Culture and Diplomacy here at Asia Society. And this is a very special evening for all of us because we are hosting the Apne Aap Awards for The Last Girl. And you'll hear more about exactly why that's such a powerful metaphor, and hopefully it becomes a reality. I just wanted to say a little bit about the Asia Society. We really try to reach out in a global way to bring people together with a kind of three-dimensional lens. We do policy, we work on social issues, we work on education, we work on the arts, we bring culture together, we bring performances, and really it's about an understanding of all of these coming together, which I think is what the world needs. I'm biased, but stay with me on this. And particularly tonight, because we have a number of incredibly inspirational people who are true activists in every meaning of that word. And the eradication of child trafficking is something that I think is so important, but one that all of us have to stay vigilant about. And that is certainly the work of Apne Aap, and certainly what we're here to talk about tonight. I do want to let you know that we have an extraordinary exhibition here at the Asia Society called Madayin, which is the 8 decades of work from the Yolngu people in Australia. And it's one of the most extraordinary exhibitions, all not only created by the artists of the Yolngu, but curated by them. So I really hope that you'll have a chance to see the exhibition. We just got an extraordinary review in the New York Times, and I think, though, it's something that you want to experience because it's something that feels so visceral. So I do hope that you will have a chance to see that. And it is my honor and excitement to introduce Kaneez Surka, who is here, who is going to introduce and MC for us this evening. Please join me in welcoming Kaneez.
Thank you so much, Rachel. Like you said, my name is Kaneez Surka. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I am a writer, producer, and stand-up comedian. And while tonight we'll not be hearing my jokes, because they might not be appropriate, I'm here because a lot of my jokes and a lot of my art revolves around female liberation and freedom and equality. And so I'm very honored to be here as a proud supporter of Apne Aap, and as someone who believes in using her platform to, for advocacy and for change. I stand here very humble to be in the presence of all these amazing people who are doing the work to end sex trafficking. So just one round of applause for our honorees and our presenters here today. We gather here not just to celebrate all the progress that has been made, but also to confront the harsh reality that sex trafficking remains one of the most horrific forms of human rights violation. Millions of women and children around the world are just trapped in a cycle of constant exploitation and violence, and it strips them of their dignity and their right to a safe life and their right to choice. And that's why, because of Apne Aap, and that's why I'm so grateful, for Apne Aap, because they are working tirelessly to dismantle, all the systems that enable trafficking. They empower survivors, which is really important. And they also advocate for policy changes on a higher level. So thank you, Apne Aap, for all the work that you're doing. Because while the battle it's a struggle, you remind us that it's not impossible. And I think that's what you'll see here tonight as presenters come and tell us their stories. To all the survivors who have shown tremendous strength and resilience, you inspire us. To all the advocates, policymakers, and volunteers, thank you for your relentless efforts. And to everyone here tonight, your presence is a testament that we share a common belief that we can end this horrific crime. So thank you all for being here tonight and for supporting this. So let tonight be a celebration of hope, justice, then the fight for justice, and also determination. And on that note, I would like to call upon the founder of Apne Aap Women Worldwide, Ruchira Gupta. Please put your hands together and welcome her on stage. Thank you, Ruchira.
Namaste, everyone. I'm so grateful to be here tonight among all of you to present the 8th annual Last Girl Awards on behalf of Apne Aap and the movement to end sex trafficking. Today is October 10th. It's the evening of the International Day of the Girl, which is tomorrow. This day, on October 11th, was declared by the United Nations to celebrate the achievements of girls and raise awareness of the challenges they face across the world. The International Day of the Girl brings attention to key issues that girls continue to face. Child marriage, it remains widespread, not just in South Asia, Latin America, Caribbean, Iran, but right here in New Jersey. Globally, millions of girls are married off before the age of 18. Education, another critical issue, is a challenge for many girls who find it hard to even get to school. They don't have the means, food, sometimes a second set of clothes, shelter, or even protection to be able to walk that distance to school. There are 62 million girls worldwide who still don't have access to schooling. Young girls also bear the burden of household chores, spending 160 million more hours than boys of the same age doing unpaid work. Even worse, many girls around the world are vulnerable to sexual violence, including sex trafficking, often with little to no accountability for the perpetrators. Girls impacted in conflict and war are among the most vulnerable to being trafficked and to sexual exploitation just for a little bit of safety, sometimes food, sometimes shelter, sometimes refuge. These girls, those who are marginalized, vulnerable, and often invisible, are the ones we refer to as the last girl. They are the girls most at risk to being trafficked because of these intersecting inequalities, which cut them off from their basic needs. This is why we are here tonight, to honor the people who are standing up for those girls, fighting to create a world in which no girl or woman is bought or sold. We give these awards to recognize the grassroots leaders and global advocates who are tackling these challenges head on. But more than that, we give these awards to inspire action, to bring more people into this fight for justice and equality. Each of tonight's honorees embody this spirit. Yasmin Wafa, a human rights lawyer, fights for the rights of girls everywhere, state by state, girl by girl. Melanie Thompson, a survivor of trafficking, uses her personal story to advocate for the end of commercial sexual exploitation, sex trafficking. Jessica Newworth, an international women's rights lawyer, ensures that sexual violence is prosecuted globally and provides unending support to hundreds of grassroots organizations across the world. William Silverman and his law firm Proskauer provide critical legal support to survivors, empowering them to rebuild their lives and providing the space for endless meetings by all our survivor groups and NGOs who are fighting the good fight. Margaret Alva, a political trailblazer, has spent her life ensuring women and children's voices are heard in policy making. And Mira Sorvino, an Oscar-winning actor and UN Goodwill Ambassador, continues to use her platform to raise global awareness of trafficking, flying across from LA at short notice, taking the red-eye flight just to be here today with all of us. These honorees stand for the last girl, and it is in their honor that we celebrate tonight. But this evening wouldn't be possible without our partner, the Asia Society, and Rachel Cooper, whose mission aligns so closely with Apne Aap's mission to collaborate, to further the work, and to advance common global understanding of pressing challenges that we are facing right now so that we can create a future of equality and justice for all. I invite all of you to reflect on how you can contribute to this mission. Every step we take brings us closer to a world where no girl is bought or sold, and together we can build this world. Thank you for being here and for standing with us in this fight.
We'd like to thank you so much, Ruchira, for that. We'd like to now play a video where you can see the kind of work that Apne Aap is doing around the world. Thank you.
In 2024, Apne Aap is continuing its mission to end sex trafficking, to create a world in which no girl, no child, no woman is bought or sold. And this year, we have reached new heights. We have educated a fresh batch of 62 girls. We have connected a fresh batch of 50 women to livelihoods, bank accounts, government IDs. We have given food to more than 1,500 families so that they don't become vulnerable and preyed upon by traffickers. This house, which belongs to Chandni, one of the first members of Apne Aap who wanted to escape sex trafficking, has been built with the help of Apne Aap.
Ladies and gentlemen, we'll now begin the ceremony, the award ceremony. And so for the first awards for tonight, the Last Girl Champion Award. Our first award is the Last Champion Award, and it's my pleasure to introduce, it's my pleasure to introduce Laima Gabauji, Nobel Laureate and Peace Activist, to present this award. The honoree tonight is Jessica Neuwirth, a fierce advocate and international women's rights lawyer who has spent her life fighting for gender equality. Please can we welcome on stage our honoree and our presenter.
there's not much that can be added to what has been shown, but you embodied the true spirit of our collective humanity. Your advocacy, your quest for justice knows no border, no gender, no race. And tonight I'm really honored to present this award to you. Thank you, Jessica. Because of you, many women can say we know what justice looks like. Thank you.
One more round of applause, please. Our next award is the Last Girl Human Rights Award. I'd like to invite Dorchen Lehold, a powerful voice for women's rights, to present this award. And also our honoree tonight, Yasmin Wafa, a bold advocate for gender justice whose work has had a lasting impact on the lives of women and girls around the world.
Thank you so much. It's such an honor to be here.
The sexual abuse to prison pipeline is a term that we coined to describe the pathways of gender-based violence. What was really startling for us was the realization that for our most marginalized girls, violence was actually propelling them into the justice system.
Rights for Girls was founded to defend and advocate for the dignity and safety of young women. We've produced groundbreaking research on the criminalization of girls who've endured violence. We've trained thousands of judges, prosecutors, and service providers to improve the lives of trafficking and abuse survivors. And we've helped pass numerous laws at federal and state levels, protecting countless young women across America. Together, we can keep building this movement alongside survivors, governments, and the public to shift the culture around gender violence and exploitation. Join us. Let's create a world where all girls can be safe and free.
Amazing. A picture is worth 1,000 words. I am thrilled to have the opportunity tonight to pay tribute to Yasmin Wafa, one of the most generative, strategic, and powerful leaders in our feminist abolitionist movement, and one of my longtime sheroes. In 2016, Yasmin founded Rights for Girls, an extraordinarily effective force for ending barriers to justice to and advancing the rights and interests of the most marginalized girls in our society. Girls of color, immigrant girls, gender nonconforming girls, criminalized girls, and girls who have experienced the loss of family stability and the trauma of foster care. In her capacity as Executive Director of Rights for Girls, Yasmin has brought the traumatic lived experience of these girls, especially in the forms of prostitution, sex trafficking, and intimate partner violence, and the systemic bias and discrimination these girls endure, including the intersection of racism, misogyny, and acute economic inequality, as well as these girls' extraordinary potential, abilities, and hopes and dreams, to the attention of state and government leaders at the highest level. To this end, she has delivered searing testimony, researched and written nationally recognized reports, designed and led trainings that have changed the hearts and minds of influential government leaders, and pioneered new institutes and coalitions. The National Multidisciplinary Institute on Child Sex Trafficking, World Without Exploitation, the DC Girls Coalition, the Girls at the Margin National Alliance. I can't think of anyone who has done more to envision, build, and support the infrastructure and strategic underpinnings of our movement to end gender-based violence than Yasmin. And I think you can see that there is no more visionary and impactful agent of social change than Yasmin Vafa, and there is no one more courageous, no one more willing to stand up for true justice for marginalized girls and women at a time when their needs, rights, and interests are too often subordinated or disregarded, not only by conservative elements, but also by longtime allies in related movements. For Yasmin, speaking truth to power on behalf of the most marginalized girls, wherever that power lies, is a modus operandi and a North Star. Yasmin, I am beyond honored to give you Apne Aap International's 2024 Last Girl First Award.
Mind standing at the edge of the carpet and giving it a photograph. No, I'm saying, do you mind standing on the carpet for a photograph? We need a photograph of you two over there. Okay. Yes, thank you.
Excuse me.
There we go. Thank you. Please, one more time, a round of applause for our honoree Yasmin Vafa and presenter Dorchin. Our next award is that we have is the Last Girl Courage in Action Award. It's now time for us to introduce the honored. I'm honored to welcome Mona Sinha to present this award to Melanie Thompson. Melanie is a survivor activist who has become a global leader in the fight against commercial sexual exploitation. Her courage is a true inspiration. Please help me in welcome our honoree and our presenter onto stage. Yay!
She is a survivor, a speaker, an advocate, and an activist who continues to fight for the most marginalized of us all. She debates, confronts, spreads awareness, and educates.
I want to say that we don't have enough willing participants in any state to fulfill the increased demand for paid sex. The power imbalance lies in favor of the sex buyer and the traffickers and those who profit from the systems. Placing a 5-year statute of limitations on the crime of sex trafficking is telling survivors that we only have 5 years to get over trauma that can be crippling for life. My name is Melanie Thompson. I am a New York-based sex trafficking survivor who is urging all of us to do more for sex trafficking survivors. Thank you.
She hosted a survivor podcast, spoken with the media, and has even made some friends along the way. Who is Melanie Thompson? I am the last girl.
Melanie Thompson exemplifies why we do this work. Survivors are critical because they are brave enough to tell their stories and challenge the system that does them harm. Melanie is a remarkable survivor of sex trafficking who has transformed her pain into power and advocacy. Trafficked at just 12 years old, she began to speak out by the age of 14. And now, with over 13 years of experience behind her, she's a global leader in the fight against commercial sexual exploitation. She has testified, as you saw, before international bodies, including the United Nations, and works tirelessly through organizations like the Coalition Against Trafficking for Women. Melanie, your courage, your resilience, and your leadership inspire us all. And on behalf of Apne Aap, I am so honored and so privileged to present to you the Last Girl Courage in Action Award.
Thank you, Melanie. Thank you, Mona, and congratulations. I'm just going to keep moving on to our next award, which is the Last Girl Leadership Award. And this award will be presented by Reshma Shetty, and the award goes to Bill Silverman and Proskauer for their outstanding pro bono legal support to the anti-trafficking movement. Their work has been crucial in ensuring the survivors have access to justice. So please help me welcome on stage Bill Silverman and our presenter, Reshma Shetty.
Human trafficking is one of those examples where the system of justice too often becomes a vehicle of injustice, where victims are treated like criminals and where people who have so much to offer the world are simply written off and forgotten about. Recently, we were able to get citizenship for a client who had been trafficked years ago and subject to unspeakable abuse.
Being able to work with her to help her move forward from those really difficult circumstances was an incredibly rewarding experience.
I mean, it's so crucially important for large law firms like Proskauer to take on pro bono work for organizations like Sanctuary for Families, especially in our anti-trafficking efforts.
I think lawyers have an obligation to do pro bono work, and both ethically and just from a personal standpoint.
You know, Bill, no law firm leader has made a greater difference in our anti-trafficking work than you. And then there are the countless cases of individual survivors whose lives you have helped transform.
I'm proud Proskauer values public service and that I can be part of this great firm.
Good evening, everyone. It is my absolute honor to be here to present this award to William C. Silverman, a true champion for justice. As pro bono partner at Proskauer, William has led groundbreaking initiatives providing legal support to trafficking survivors and unrepresented litigants in New York Family Court. His role as counsel to the New York State Anti-Trafficking Coalition, along with his tireless advocacy for policy changes, has strengthened protections for victims and brought perpetrators to justice. William and Proskauer have been invaluable supporters of Apne Aap, offering summer intern research support and hosting events that promote dialogue and awareness, including through Ruchira's books. For his outstanding leadership and dedication, including being honored with the Ably Pro Bono Leadership Award, William, we thank you for your relentless pursuit of equal access for justice for all. I think we take. Okay, so we do that. We'll go over here. Okay. Here we go.
And also, I just feel like we have to give one more round of applause to the honorees and presenters for having to stand awkwardly in silence while their pictures are being taken. So thank you very much. It is now time for the last Global Icon Award. And for that, I'd like to call Alexi Myers, who will be presenting the award. And tonight's honoree is Mira Sorvino, an Oscar-winning actress and UN Goodwill Ambassador who has used her platform to shine the light on human trafficking and advocate for the rights of survivors. So please help me in welcoming Mira and Alexi onto stage.
It is rare to encounter a Hollywood star who has won an Academy Award, graduated summa cum laude from Harvard, is the mother of 4, and is a trailblazing advocate in the fight against human trafficking. And I would know. Mira first met Ruchira at the United Nations decades ago, where she read from Ruchira's book, River of Flesh, and became a fierce ally of Apne Aap. Mira was appointed UN Goodwill Ambassador to combat human trafficking, during which she traveled the world listening to survivors with deep empathy and passion, and using her powerful voice to accelerate change. She now serves on the board of the UN Voluntary Trust for Victims of Trafficking. As many of us in this room know so well, Mira is always at the ready, at the other end of an email or phone call, to use her platform and to share her brilliant light to raise awareness, advocate for strong laws, and bring justice to survivors, especially the last girls among us. Mira, we honor you tonight for your extraordinary dedication to realizing Apne Aap's mission and present you with the Last Girl Global Icon Award.
Thank you very much and congratulations. And now, last but certainly not least, we have the last award. And this award is the Last Girl Lifetime Achievement Award, presented by, once again, Reshma Shetty. And this award goes to Margaret Alva, a political trailblazer who has dedicated her life to advancing the rights of women and children in India. Her leadership has made an enduring impact on society. So could I please call on stage Reshma Shetty and our honoree for the award, Margaret Alva.
I was born a third daughter to my parents. My mother was disappointed, but her father told her not to be. By the end of her life, she was anything but disappointed. I walked barefoot to school in the rains. Didn't study English till high school. And though I was a good student, I found my voice only when I spoke up to uplift others. As a debater, an activist, a lawyer, a parliamentarian, a minister, and a governor, from village meetings to cabinet sittings, and at the UN, my work has centered around the marginalized and oppressed, the girl child, women, Dalits, tribals, and minorities. I was India's first woman vice presidential candidate. I won a platform to amplify causes close to my heart. I have tried to lead with compassion, courage, and commitment. I am Margaret Alva.
Mrs. Alva's daughter, Manira, will be accepting the award on her behalf, and the person presenting is not you, Reshma. I apologize. You looked very scared and shocked when I said that. You were like, it's not me. But please could we welcome on stage the presenter of this award, Lema Gobavji.
Those of us who come from families with very strong women find ourselves at a place where we are constantly second-guessing every step we take. Ms. Margaret has been a trailblazer, like many of the women in our different countries, fighting for justice, fighting for the rights of women, but also daring to step into the male domain of politics. Today, we're very happy to present, even though she's not here, but her amazing daughter. Her amazing daughter will receive this award on her behalf. And honoring a super mama, a mama who worked extremely hard, and a mama who raised a very strong daughter and left a mark on the nation India. Please congratulate Miss Margaret for me.
Thank you, Mama Bali. On behalf of my mama,